Parent sacrifices. Once upon a time, in a quaint village, there lived an old man named Jerry. He deeply missed his son, Thomas, who had moved to the bustling city. With a heart full of longing, Jerry decided he needed to see Thomas. So he embarked on a journey to the city in search of his beloved son. Upon reaching the city, Jerry went to the familiar place where he used to receive letters from Thomas. He knocked on the door, his face beaming with a big smile, excited about the impending reunion. However, a stranger answered the door. With a hopeful heart, Jerry inquired about his son's whereabouts. The person regretfully informed him. He moved away. Jerry's heart sank with sadness as he realized how challenging it would be to find Thomas. Determined, Jerry began to wander down the street. Some compassionate neighbors noticed him and asked, "Are you looking for Thomas?" Jerry nodded. The neighbors kindly shared Thomas's new address and the details of his office. Grateful, Jerry thanked them and continued his quest to find his son. When he arrived at the office, Jerry approached the reception desk with a mixture of hope and anxiety. He asked, "Can you tell me where to find Thomas?" The receptionist, curious, asked, "How are you related?" Jerry proudly replied, "I'm his father." She then asked him to wait and promptly called Thomas. Thomas was taken aback to hear that his father had come looking for him. He immediately instructed the receptionist to send Jerry to his office. As Jerry entered the office, he saw Thomas, and his eyes welled up with tears. Thomas, upon seeing his father, broke into a warm smile. They chatted for a while, catching up on lost time. Eventually, Jerry gently said, "Son, Mom wants to see you. Can you come home with me?" Thomas sighed and responded, "No, Dad. I can't come. I am very busy with a lot on my plate." Jerry, understanding his son's situation, nodded and said, "That's okay. Focus on your work. I'll head back to the village tonight." Despite this, Thomas urged, "Can't you stay a few days with me? Please." Jerry paused and said, "Son, you need to concentrate on your work. I don't want to impose or be a burden on you. If I get to see you again, that's enough to make me happy." With a heavy heart, he left. A few weeks later, Thomas was haunted by the memory of his father's unexpected visit and his own cold response. Filled with guilt, he decided to take a few days off from work. He made his way to his village, determined to make amends and spend time with his father. Upon arriving in his hometown, Thomas was met with a startling sight. His parents were nowhere to be found. Alarmed, he turned to the neighbors and asked, "What happened? Where are my parents?" The neighbors sympathetically gave him the address where his parents were now staying. Thomas rushed to the given address, only to find himself at a graveyard. His heart sank in despair, and tears streamed down his face as he walked closer. In the distance, he saw his father, Jerry, who noticed him and waved warmly. Overwhelmed with emotion, Thomas ran to his father and embraced him tightly. Jerry, surprised yet delighted, asked, "How are you?" "What a wonderful surprise! I didn't expect to see you here." Thomas, feeling a deep sense of shame, looked down, unable to meet his father's eyes. Sensing his son's distress, Jerry gently asked, "Why do you look so sad? Is something wrong?" Thomas replied, "No, Father, I just didn't expect to see you here in our village." Jerry, with a comforting smile, explained, "I took out loans for your education and later for the new car you wanted. But the farm struggled and I couldn't repay the debt. I considered asking you for help, but you seemed so busy and stressed. I didn't want to add to your worries. So I kept quiet and eventually had to let go of our home to pay off the debt." Thomas, with a pained whisper, said, "You could have told me. I'm not an outsider." Jerry, with understanding eyes, replied, "You were so busy and stressed. I just wanted you to be happy, so I stayed silent." Thomas, overcome with emotion, cried and hugged his father once more. He apologized earnestly and asked for forgiveness. Jerry, with a gentle smile, said, "There's no need for that. I'm content with what I have now. All I want is to spend some time with you. We love you dearly, and it's hard for us to travel to see you often at our age." Moral: Parents always care for you and do their utmost to ensure your happiness. Often we take them for granted, failing to recognize their sacrifices until it's too late. As you make strides in life, keep moving forward, but never forget your parents. They are the true foundation of your success.